Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Litia left The Bachelor season 29 without getting engaged, and she's now publicly screaming about Grant Ellis and the season's dramatic consequences. Litia finished second to fellow The Bachelor season 29 cast member Juliana Pasquarosa, the woman Grant is currently engaged to. Litia was absolutely surprised when Grant selected Juliana over her, although she should have seen the sign on the wall. Litia and Grant developed an instant connection on The Bachelor season 29. She was one of the few women who received 2 one-on-one dinners, the first following an impromptu 3-on-1 date when Grant chose her to accompany him to dinner alone, and the second on her official one-on-one date in Scotland. However, Litia and Grant were not a perfect match, and she went home alone. Litia is now saying that Grant manipulated her and mishandled his time on the show and their relationship. Litia of The Bachelor is understandably upset. Litia took a significant stride forward when she and Grant confessed their love for each other. Despite being in long-term relationships before meeting Grant, Litia had never told a romantic partner that she loved him. Doing so with Grant, and having the sentiment reciprocated, easily led Litia to imagine she would be engaged too. However, Litia's open complaint is rude, especially since Grant and Juliana are attempting to enjoy their newly public relationship. Going into The Bachelor, she had to accept that there was a 1 in 25 chance she wouldn't be chosen at the end. Yes, she and Grant had a connection, and she is entitled to be unhappy that she was broken up with. But blaming Grant when he was simply attempting to find his future bride is callous. Litia was sensitive and honest with Grant during their dates and solo time on The Bachelor. Her approach to the show was admirable, especially given the high risk of being wounded. However, her honesty, while vital, could be the reason Grant did not choose her in the end. Litia is 31 years old and badly wants to be a mother. When asked about her timeline, Litia confessed that she would like to begin trying to create a family in 2 years. Grant felt apprehensive about this, as he had expected to wait more than 2 years before considering having children. Juliana Pasquarosa, winner of The Bachelor season 29, stated in an interview with People that her timing for settling down differed from Litia's, but this is a matter of circumstance. That takes nothing away from me, and I hope it does the same for her. Litia's desire to start a family immediately meant that her and Grant's relationship would become much more serious than if he had chosen Juliana. Grant told his father that his relationship with Juliana was more fun, and that was ultimately what he desired. Litia's honesty was vital, but it was also the source of her relationship's problems. Grant and Juliana are still engaged, but they have no wedding preparations. First, Grant will go to Boston to be with Juliana, and the two want to take the relationship slowly from there. Litia may appear on a future season of Bachelor in Paradise, while she presently has no plans to return to reality television. Litia, a fan-favorite contestant from The Bachelor season 29, left the show without a ring but with plenty of unresolved feelings. Now, several months after Grant Ellis selected Juliana Pasquarosa over her, Litia is speaking out, her emotions boiling over as she reflects on the chaotic journey that left her heartbroken and feeling manipulated. Her voice is raw and unfiltered, a direct response to the dramatic aftermath of the season that had the world buzzing. It was a bitter moment, watching Grant and Juliana share their joyous engagement while she stood on the sidelines, just another cast-off from a reality TV romance that seemed doomed from the start. Litia's emotions were complicated, a mixture of anger, sadness, and disbelief that such a connection could come to an end so abruptly. She was absolutely blindsided when Grant chose Juliana over her, despite what seemed like a deep and genuine bond between them. She had made it to the final 2, a coveted position that many contestants could only dream of. However, what followed after the season finale was nothing short of explosive. Litia began sharing her side of the story, recounting the moments she felt manipulated by the process, the manipulation that she claimed Grant had used to lead her on. She believed that Grant, in his pursuit of an idealized romance for television, had used her emotions for dramatic effect, only to send her home in the end. When Litia first entered The Bachelor season 29, she knew she had a lot to offer. At 31, she had lived through the ups and downs of love, and her maturity and depth of experience made her a standout on the show. Unlike some of the younger women vying for Grant's attention, Litia had been in long-term relationships before, but she had never experienced the kind of spark she felt with Grant. It was instant, undeniable, and electric. Her first one-on-one date with Grant came early in the season, during a surprise twist where the women were sent on a 3-on-1 group date. Litia was chosen to have a private dinner with Grant, a rare and coveted opportunity that left the other women envious. During that dinner, something shifted. The two of them were able to open up about their pasts, their fears, and their hopes for the future. Litia's vulnerability resonated with Grant, and he admitted that he was intrigued by her honesty. Litia was not just another contestant for Grant, she was someone who understood the weight of relationships, someone who knew that love wasn't just about finding a person to date, but about building a future together. She spoke openly about her longing to have children, to start a family sooner rather than later. This, she would later realize, would be one of the things that would ultimately lead to her downfall. As the weeks went on, Litia found herself growing more and more attached to Grant. Their connection seemed undeniable. It wasn't just physical attraction or surface-level chemistry, they shared a deep emotional bond. Litia, who had always been careful with her heart, began to believe that this could be it. The man she was meant to build a life with was right in front of her. It was during their second one-on-one date in Scotland, a picturesque and romantic setting that was designed for sparks to fly, that Litia and Grant took their connection to the next level. Over candlelit dinners and long walks through the rolling hills, they both confessed their feelings for each other. For Litia, it was a moment of revelation. She had never told a man she loved him before, but with Grant, it felt natural. The words came easily. "I'm falling for you, Grant," Litia said, her voice trembling with emotion. Grant, looking deep into her eyes, responded in kind, "I feel the same way about you, Litia." It was a beautiful moment, one that made her believe, for the first time in years, that she had found the man she could see herself marrying. The reality TV cameras captured the raw emotions, but Litia didn't care about the audience, this was about her and Grant. However, as the days passed and the other women were sent home one by one, Litia began to notice subtle shifts in Grant's behavior. His moments with her seemed less frequent, the smiles less frequent, and the lingering touches were now more distant. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. She had shared her deepest desires with him, her wish to start a family soon, but had he truly reciprocated her feelings? That was a stark contrast to Litia's approach. As much as she respected Juliana, she couldn't help but feel that their timing was off. Litia's desire to start a family within 2 years had set her apart from the other women, and it had also been the source of tension between her and Grant. He had hesitated when she revealed her timeline for starting a family. He wasn't ready to settle down that quickly, and it caused a rift between them that neither of them had anticipated. When Grant ultimately chose Juliana, Litia's heart shattered. She had been so sure that they had a genuine connection, that her openness and honesty would be enough to win Grant over. But in the end, her willingness to be upfront about her desires, about the future she wanted, seemed to be the very thing that drove him away. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.